Is there lights here on this? الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has given us yet another opportunity to continue our study session in this kitab, Aqeedatul Ahlis Sunnah wal Jama'ah of Sheikh Muhammad bin Salih al-Uthaymin. This, inshallah, is going to be our 71st lesson. Alaysa kadhalik. This is going to be our 71st lesson, which is coinciding with the first day in the month of Muharram, 1441, after the historic hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, equivalent to the first day in the month of September 2019, the Christian era. Last week, we discussed al-imanu bi anna al-jannata wan nara mawjudatan walan tufniya abadan. We had a discussion on an aspect of the belief of the Ahlis Sunnah wal Jama'ah, which has to do with the belief that paradise and hell, mawjudatan, they all are already in existence. Walan tufniya abadan. Walan tufniya abadan. Page number, please. Available. And they will never cease to exist. We discussed the reason for that is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَن يُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ وَيَعْمَلْ صَالِحًا يُدْخِلُهُ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِن تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا أَبَدًا قَدْ أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ لَهُ رِزْقًا. That whoever believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those righteous deeds, يُدْخِلُهُ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي, you'll be entered into rivers beneath which gardens flow, gardens beneath which rivers flow. خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا محل shahid, they are going to abide therein forever and ever. قَدْ أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ لَهُ رِزْقًا, Allah has indeed granted for him an excellent provision. We said abadan, forever and ever. Regarding the kuffar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah la'ana al-kafirina wa adda lahum sa'ira. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed the disbelievers. Wa adda lahum sa'ira, and Allah has prepared for them a flaming fire. Khalidina fiha, they are going to abide therein forever and ever. Abadan, meaning forever and ever. La yajiduna waliyan, la yajiduna waliyan wala nasira. They will find therein no protector, nor will they find any helper against the punishment of Allah. May Allah save us. Allah says, يَوْمَ تُقَلَّبُ وُجُوهُهُمْ, the day when their faces will be turned over, they will be turned over in the fire. يَقُولُونَ, and they will be saying, يَا لَيْتَنَا, woe unto us, أَتَعْنَا اللَّهَ وَأَتَعْنَا الرَّسُولَ. Had we known, we would have obeyed Allah. Had we known, we would have obeyed the messenger. And they are already in existence, prepared. وَعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, regarding Jannah. Regarding Jahannam, وَعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ, it has been prepared for the disbelievers. Now, today, وَنَشْهَدُ بِالْجَنَّةِ لِكُلِّ مَنْ شَهِدَ لَهُ الْكِتَابِ وَالسُّنَّةِ بِالْعَيْنِ أَوْ بِالْوَصْفِ. We affirm paradise Yani we confirm paradise for whomsoever Quran has told us and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has affirmed to us that he is from amongst the people of Jannah, bil aini aw bil wasfi, or by virtue of description, attribute. Here we believe in the entry of paradise of those whom the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have categorically mentioned that they are from the people of Jannah. Categorically, they were mentioned by their names that they are going to Jannah, even while they were alive. Aw bil wasfi, or through attribute, that this quality is the quality of the people of Jannah. So we believe in that. فَمِنَ الشَّهَادَةِ بِالْعَيْنِ, from amongst those that has been given the glad tidings of being from amongst the dwellers of Jannah while they were still alive, from amongst them, from among this testimony, ash-shahadatu li Abi Bakrin, the testimony of regarding Abu Bakr, of him being from amongst the people of Jannah. He was still alive and he was informed that he's going to paradise. So we believe in that. We believe that Abu Bakr is going to Jannah. We are not like the Shiites. We believe that Abu Bakr is going to Jannah. He was still alive when the Prophet ﷺ confirmed that to him. Wa Umar, not only Abu Bakr, but Umar was also mentioned by name that he was going to Jannah. Wa Uthman, and Uthman. Wa Ali, and Ali bin Abi Talib. All of these people, all of these companions of the Prophet ﷺ that made mention of now, the four of them, were mentioned categorically by their names that they were going to Jannah. وَنَحْوَهُمْ مِمَّنْ أَيَّنَهُمْ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and others from among those whom the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has specifically mentioned by name that they are going to Jannah. And amongst the people, amongst shahada bil wasfi, testimony with regards to attribute, ash-shahadatu li kulli mu'min aw taqi, the testimony that every believer, li kulli mu'min, every believer is going to Jannah, aw taqi, and every pious person. Here, it's a general description. I cannot, because I assume that so-and-so is pious, then mention him by name that is going to Jannah. I will only use the attribute that pious people, Allah has promised them Jannah or Aqeedatul muttaqin. The sharhi, the commentary. ذكر المؤلف رحمه الله تعالى, Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin has mentioned regarding the testimony في الشهادة للمعين بالجنة أو بالنار, the testimony regarding those that have been categorically mentioned to be from amongst those people that will enter paradise and those that will enter hellfire. ويقول المؤلف, and Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin, he said, بأن الشهادة بالجنة أو بالنار لا تكون إلا لمن جاء في القرآن أو شهد له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Bata kasancewa, it cannot be established except with regards to whom Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned. وَنَشْهَدُ بِالْجَنَّةِ, we bear testimony of paradise لكل من شهد له الكتاب والسنة بالعين, for any such person that Al-Quran, يعني Al-Kitab هنا Al-Quran, that the Quran and the Sunnah as-Sahihah, authentic Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as mentioned categorically or through description. أي أن الشهادة قد تكون بالعين, that this testimony can either be by, a categoric mentioning of someone, بأن يشهد لرجل بعينه, that a man has been given glad tidings, that you bear testimony for a man by mentioning him, أنه, that he fil Jannah, that he is in Jannah, he is in paradise. فمن ذلك, from amongst this, we said from Quran and Sunnah, so let us go to the Quran. قول الله تبارك وتعالى, the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, في الشهادة بالعين, regarding testimony, categoric testimony that someone is going to Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, وَسَيُجَنَّبُ الْأَتْقَى, and the pious will be far removed from it. From what? From nar. وَسَيُجَنَّبُ الْأَتْقَى, the pious people will be removed far from it. الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ يَتَزَكَّى, the one that gives his wealth, feed his wealth for purification. For purification. وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نَعِمَةٍ تُجْزَى, he does not seek for any reward from anyone while he's feeding others. This is similar to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Ad-Dahr, وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. It's very similar to this verse. They feed the poor, the wayfarer. إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ, and at the end of the day they say, we only feed you seeking for the face of Allah, the countenance of Allah. لَا نُرِيدُ مِنكُمْ جَزَاءً, we are not seeking for any reward from you, وَلَا شُكُورًا, nor are we even hankering after you showing us gratitude for feeding you. We are only doing that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, وَسَيُجَنَّبُ الْأَتْقَى, the pious will be far removed from it, from Jahannam. الَّذِي يُؤْتِي مَالَهُ يَتَزَكَّى, the one that feeds its wealth, يَتَزَكَّى, seeking for purification therein. وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ إِنْدَهُ مِنْ نَعِمَةٍ تُجْزَى إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى. إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ, وَمَا, ma, what does it? Negation, isn't it? Negation and affirmation. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نِعْمَةٍ تُجْزَى. What is the affirmation? What is the istithna? Istithna. إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى, is only seeking for the countenance of his Lord the Most High. وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى, surely he will be pleased when he enters into Jannah. Am I communicating? وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى, يعني surely he will be pleased when he's entered into Jannah. This is Abu Bakr. This is Abu Bakr. فإنها بإجماع المفسرين كلهم أو جلهم أنها نزلت في أبي بكر رضي الله عنه. It is by the consensus of all the scholars of tafsir that this verse was revealed with respect to Abu Bakr. They had a consensus on this. So, وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى is a confirmation that Abu Bakr is going to Jannah. Surely he will be pleased when he is entered into Jannah. وَرُبَّمَا يُقال, also they say, إِنَّ مِن دَلَائِلِ ذَلِكَ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, from among the evidence towards this affirmation that it's Abu Bakr is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when Allah says إِلَّا تَنْصُرُوهُ. Quran chapter 9 verse what? Quran chapter 39, Quran chapter 9 verse 40. Don't check, verse 40. إِلَّا تَنْصُرُوهُ فَقَدْ نَصَرَهُ اللَّهُ إِذْ أَخْرَجَهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا ثَانِيَ اثْنَيْنِ إِذْ هُمَا فِي الْغَارِ إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ لا تحزن. المحل شاهد إذ يقول لصاحبه, when he said to his companion. ثاني اثنين, he was the second of the two. The Prophet ﷺ was the second of the two. Who was the other person? Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. إذ يقول لصاحبه لا تحزن إن الله معنا. فإنه, for verily, بإجماع المسلمين, by the general consensus of the believers of the Muslims, أن المراد بصاحبه هنا أبو بكر. What is intended by the word sahib here, is companion here, is Abu Bakr. This is by the general consensus of the entire Muslim Ummah. وصاحب الرسول, and the companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, الذي لا يفارقه في الشدة والرخاء, the one that does not leave the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when it was good and even when it was tough. When it was tough, in good times and even in tough times, he was always with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was one of the toughest times that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam faced. Abu Bakr was with him. In Mecca, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was persecuted, Abu Bakr was with him. In Mecca, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was belied, Abu Bakr was with him. During Al-Isra wal-Miraj, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was belied by Abu Jahl. It was said that Abu Jahl had the narration directly from the mouth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did not believe. Abu Bakr had the narration from the tongue of Abu Lahab. He believed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it was called as-Siddiq. Am I communicating? So he has always been with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. During the conquest of Mecca, fi Raha, he was with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fi Shidda, in the battle of Badr, it was Abu Bakr and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. During Bay'atul Ridwan, تحت الشجرة, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, it was Abu Bakr alongside with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, been with the Prophet. He was always with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, always with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa ahabba an-nas, huwa ahaqqu an-nas bi an yushhida lahu bil jannah. I is the most qualified of people to be given the glad tidings of paradise. The one that was always with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when it was good and even when it was tough. There is none that is more qualified to be given the glad tidings and the testimony of being from amongst the people of Jannah besides Abu Bakr. Am I communicating? Amma Sunnah, we've given you reference from Quran. Alaysa kadhalik, Surah Al-Layl, Quran chapter 92, verses 17 to what? 21. We've given you reference from the Quran, Surah Al-Layl. We said what? Man shahida lahu al-kitab was-sunnah. We've given you kitab. Amma Sunnah. As with regards to the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, التي تشهر لأبي بكر بالجنة فأمرها ظاهر ما فيه إشكال. The sunnah that testifies and affirms for Abu Bakr, paradise for Abu Bakr, that Abu Bakr is from amongst the people of Jannah. فَأَمْرُهَا ظَاهِرٌ. The matter is clear. The matter is apparent. مَا فِيهِ إِشْكَالٍ. There is no any doubt therein. قَوْلُهُ فَمِنَ الشَّهَادَةِ بِالْعَيْنِ. From amongst the testimony, specific testimony that was given regarding specific individuals with Jannah, الشهادة لأبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي ونحوهم ممن أينهم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. It has the glad tidings of Jannah that was given to Abu Bakr, that was given to Umar, that was given to Uthman, that was given to Ali and others similar to them, whom the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned categorically that they're going to Jannah. مثل العشرة المبشرين بالجنة. A good example, the 10 people that were given the glad tidings of paradise while they were still alive. This hadith has been narrated by Imam al-Tirmizi and others. You have the hadith of Sa'id bin Zayd and the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You also have another narration from Abdurrahman bin Auf. It's an authentic narration. Sheikh Nasruddin al-Albani authenticated the narration in Al-Mishkat al-Masabih. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Asharun fil Jannah. 10 people are in paradise. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Abu Bakr fil Jannah, wa Umar fil Jannah, wa Uthman fil Jannah, wa Ali fil Jannah, wa Zubair fil Jannah, wa Talha fil Jannah, wa bin Auf fil Jannah, wa Sa'ad, yani Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas fil Jannah, wa Sa'id bin Zubair, Sa'id bin Zaid fil Jannah, wa Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah fil Jannah. 10 people. They were mentioned categorically to be from amongst the people of Jannah. Their names have been mentioned. Another example of he who has been mentioned categorically, well, Jannah, is a companion by the name Thabit bin Qais bin Shammas. Thabit bin Qais bin Shammas. He was mentioned, bin Shammas radiallahu anhu. He was mentioned to be from amongst the people of Jannah categorically. What happened? أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم افتقد ثابت بن قيس. The Prophet missed Thabit bin Qais. Let me give us a precursor to this. كان أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقفون عند حدود الله تعالى. They used to stop at the limits set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will not exceed the limits. وَمَنْ يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ. The one that exceeds the limits set by Allah has indeed been oppressive to himself. So, كَانَ أَصْحَابُ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the companions of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, يَكِفُّونَ عِنْدَ حُدُودِ اللَّهِ. They will not go beyond where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked them to stay. وَدَائِمًا, and perpetually, مَا يُرَاقِبُونَ أَنفُسَهُمْ وَيُحَاسِبُونَهَا. They've always been watchful over themselves, and they're always taking what? What do you call this in when you have a supermarket? Taking stock of themselves. يعني ويحاسبونها, their nafs. ولهذا لما نزل قوله تعالى, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this verse, يا أيها الذين آمنوا, O you who believe, لا ترفعوا أصواتكم, لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي. وَلَا تَجْهَرُوا لَهُ بِالْقَوْلِ كَجَهْرِ بَعْضِكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ أَن تَحْبَطَ أَعْمَالُكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. The long and short of it was, Allah said, do not, all you who believe, do not raise your voices above the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't raise your voices. Let your voice not be heard above the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, your volume should not be. That was the understanding that Thabit bin Qais had regarding this. And what happened? ظن ثابت بن قيس أنه هو المقصود بالآية. ثابت bin Qais, he now thought that he was the one that has been referred to by this verse. Why? When Allah revealed this verse, wa alaikum assalam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this verse, Thabit bin Qais, he thought he was the one that Allah was talking to. Am I communicating? You will understand why. وَأَنَّ عَمَلَهُ قَدْ حَبِطَ, and that his deeds have been destroyed. Tikka ayyukan al-khairin day has been destroyed. Because Allah said, وَلَا تَجْهَرُوا. Say Allah yachimi, أَن تَحْبَطَ أَعْمَالُكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. That your deeds will be rendered null and void. Thabit bin Qais, he now became disturbed when Allah revealed this verse. Why? وَذَلِكَ لِأَنَّ صَوْتَهُ كَانَ مُرْتَفِعًا حِلْقَةً. He's like me. Oh, I'm like him, yes. Sahabi cannot be like you, you are like him. His voice is, he has a deep voice. Not deep, a loud voice. You know, my friends at ABU said we will put soundproof everywhere that you're in, because your voice is amplified already, naturally. So, Thabit bin Qais, so don't look at it as a negative thing, yes. Thabit bin Qais bin Shammaz. It was said that وَكَانَ ذَلِكَ لِأَنَّ صَوْتَهُ كَانَ مُرْتَفِعًا. Naturally his voice was a large volume, a high volumed voice. So, and Allah said, don't raise your voice above the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Understand the love the companions had the Prophet sallallahu, and how keen they were with regards to muraqabah of their souls. If Allah said this, they don't go near it, for example. So since Allah said, don't raise your voice above the voice of the Prophet, and his voice is naturally higher than the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he stopped coming to the gathering of the Prophet because he was afraid. In fact, he had already concluded that his deeds have been rendered void, because he has always been raising his voice in the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To the extent that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this speaks volume of the love the Prophet had for the Sahaba also. The Prophet now understood that. Where is Thabit? Look at the number of Sahaba sitting always in front of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the Prophet could understand that Thabit was absent. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, when the Prophet missed seeing Thabit, am I communicating? فجلس في بيته حزينا لهذا الأمر. He was very sad. He sat in his house. Look at Sahaba. Look at how keen they were. And the Shiites will insult people like this. People that were very careful not to upset Allah and His Messenger. Kawai, don't raise your voice above the voice of the Prophet. He cannot lower his voice because that is naturally his voice being loud. He stopped coming because he was afraid to fall into danger. He's already sad and in a near depressive state that his deeds have been null and void, have been rendered void. فَلَمَّا افْتَقَدَهُ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet missed him. And Nabi said, فَلَمَّا افْتَقَدَهُ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم, Sa'ala an. He asked regarding him. Where is Thabit? Remember, we are talking about people that were mentioned by their names that they are going to Jannah. We have mentioned the 10 people, Al-Asharatul Mubashirina bil Jannah. Then we are talking about Thabit now. It was mentioned categorically that you are going to paradise. But listen to what led to that. Then the Prophet ﷺ missed him in his gathering. And the Prophet Sa'ala anhu. He asked, where is Thabit? In your gathering? Perhaps he doesn't come with his own cup of tea. But the Prophet ﷺ was very keen. Then he asked, where is? And I'm using this medium to ask all the absentees in the Aqeedah class, please, where are you? We missed seeing you. So the Prophet ﷺ now asked regarding Thabit bin Qais. فَقَالَ رَجُلٌ. Then a man from amongst the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, his name was not mentioned. فَقَالَ رَجُلٌ. Then a man said, أَنَا أَعْلَمُ لَكَ إِلْمَهُ. Nina saying, I know what is. You know, I will seek for the situation that Thabit is in. Zan samu labari game da halin da yake ciki. I ukhbiruka khabarahu. I'm going to inform you regarding Thabit bin Qais. فَذَهَبَ إِلَيْهِ. Then he went to Thabit bin Qais. Bin Qaisi. I love Tha. Go. So I've been saying Qais. It's Qaisi. Thabit. You know, in Arabic language, Arabic has, you know, Kha, Tha, Ha. You know, Aisha, Umar. You know, Umar is not Umar. Umar. Umar bin al-Khattab. You see, Umar bin al-Khattab. Al-Khattab. نعم نمشي فذهب إليه فوجده منكسا رأسه في بيته أي يعني مطرقا إلى الأرض في حزنه. He now was lowering his head. منكسا رأسه كنا منكسا رأسه. He lowered his head. In a chicken bucket. If you meet someone that is in sadness, just see. Hardly you see him looking up. He's always looking down because he's sad. So this companion met Thabit in that situation in his room, in his house. فَقَالَ لَهُ. He said to him, مَا شَأْنُكَ. What is wrong with you? Yeah, Thabit, what is wrong with you? Remember, this companion came to seek for information for the Prophet ﷺ that was asking after Thabit. مَا شَأْنُكَ. فَقَالَ ثَابِتٌ. Thabit now said, you know, that is why sometimes you want to give your kids Arabic, the names of the Sahaba, but the thought of your local people changing the name to look like Amala will even dissuade you. Thabit. Sabitu. Thabit fa Sabitu. Yaushe zaka saba wannan Mu'adh fa Mu'azu. Mu'adh, wallahi Mu'adh. Amma Sabitu fa. Thabit. Then he said to the companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said to him, I sharrun. He said, what is wrong with you? He said, sharrun. Sharri. Wallahi, sharrun. I mean, big. Let me not use the word, go. You know the word. The legal one. And it's like, I'm in a big trouble. Sharrun. Yani ma bi huwa shar. Ba abin da ya dame, ba abin da ya same ni illa sharri da hau kauna. لأنني كنت أرفع صوتي فوق صوت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, because I used to raise my voice above the voice of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. وقد توعد الله عليه بإحباط العمل وبدخول النار. And Allah has warned any such person that raised his voice above the voice of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, that his deeds will be rendered null and void and he will be entered into Jahannam. Now, in our situation today, do you know what it means to raise your voice above the voice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? When you oppose the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is you transgressing the hudud. فرجع الرجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأخبره بذلك. He now came back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and now informed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam of what Thabit told him. فأمره النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كساك كوماوا. You know, it's like when Abu Huraira's mom was accepting Islam, Abu Huraira was pained that his mom was attacking the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam verbally. Then it pained him. Then he went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was, disturbed because he knows the reality of any such person that insults the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam without accepting Islam. Then he said, "Pray for my mom that she accepts Islam." Abu Huraira barely came back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Barely came back to his house. They were living at the outskirts of Medina, where you have the me ake kiran shi wajen da ake sa ihrami. What is the general name? Ya Muhammad. Muzdalifa. Yeah. Me ake kiran general name din? Miqat. Yeah. Abu Huraira's house was around Muzdalifa. Oh, Dhul Hulayfa. Afwan, Dhul Hulayfa. Yeah, in Medina. Dhul Hulayfa, in Medina, the Miqat. Abu Huraira barely left the place of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, asking the Prophet that this is what is disturbing me. He came home, he heard the sound of water dropping. His mom had already accepted Islam. The power of the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he went back jubilating, going back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam again. And that was when Abu Huraira, he said, he requested, whoever ask Allah to forgive him and his mom. Now Allah should what? Have forgotten. But there is a special reward for you asking for Allah to forgive Abu Huraira and his mother. We did that with Sheikh Aifan and Al-Adab al-Mufrad. You have forgotten. Now, I'm just telling you that he went and he went back. So this companion went to Thabit. He came back to the Prophet ﷺ to inform the Prophet regarding the situation he found Thabit in. The Prophet now said, "Go back." The Prophet does not ever want to see anyone in a depressed situation, in a demoralized circumstance. The Prophet will always uplift the spirit of his companions. Hence, he told him that Thabit is sad. Thabit is nearly depressed. He's worried genuinely. The Prophet فَرَجَعَ الرَّجُلُ فَأَمَرَهُ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم أَنْ يَرْجِعَ إِلَيْهِ, that go back to Thabit. Go back to, the battery is already down. Go back to Thabit وَيُبَلِّغَهُ بِشَارَةً عَظِيمًا, and inform him with a great glad tidings. What glad tidings will be bigger than this that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked this companion to go and give to Thabit? وَهِيَ أَنَّهُ لَيْسَ مِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, go and tell Thabit, اذهب إليه فقل له, go back to, this is hadith of Anas bin Malik in Sahih Bukhari. Go back to Thabit and tell him, hadith number 4846, I looked at the reference, 4846 in Sahih Bukhari, you can see it. اذهب إليه فقل له, go back to Thabit and tell him, إنك لست من أهل النار. Wallahi, kai ba cikin yan wuta kake ba. You are not from the people of hellfire. وَلَكِنَّكَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ, but verily you are from the people of Jannah. Thabit was alive and was given glad tidings. So we believe that Thabit is going to Jannah. That is our lesson today. We believe in the Jannah that has been apportioned for those that have been mentioned by name and those that have been mentioned by attribute, that they are people of Jannah. Thabit, you have Thabit there. Let's go quickly. Another person that was given glad tidings of Jannah, Ukasha bin Mihsan. Ukasha, you will never see his name in any narration except this narration. Why? I've said this in this class before. we're going to extend a bit because we need to finish this lesson because it's interesting. We're talking about people going to Jannah. Ukasha, I said in part of the tarbiyah of Ahlis Sunnah wal Jama'ah is that when someone does something bad, you dread mentioning his name. You actually mention the sin by concealing the sinner, the name of the sinner. Conceal the sinner, mention the sin, so that people will run away from the sin. But when it comes to something good, however unpopular that individual is, mention his name. So when a constable sees 1 million naira and returns to the owner, you have to mention his name. You have to mention his name. Because it's something good. It needs to be recognized. That is what I'm telling you. When someone does something good, however lowly that person is in the eyes of people socially, elevate him by giving him honor. This is the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is what the Sahaba inherited. Hence, Ukasha was mentioned by name because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam confirmed to him that he's going to Jannah. So why should we hide the name of such a person? And I bet you, hardly you see the name of Ukasha in any narration again. Babu hadisi da zaka sake gani sunan Ukasha amba wannan ba. Why is his name here? And in a lot of hadiths you say, Ja'a rajulun ila nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How fulan bin fulan? Because maybe what that person did was a mistake. So his name would not be mentioned. I gave example in this class, in one of our lessons, the tafsir of Quran chapter 40, Surah Al-Ghafir. Fada'a Umar katiba, when Umar called his scribe. Uktub min Umar bin Khattab ila fulan bin fulan. Will Umar say ila fulan bin fulan? No, Umar mentioned the name, but because the person was a drunkard, there was no need to mention his name. Because he had repented from it afterwards. So they say, Ila Fulan bin Fulan, the narrator now hid the name. Not that the name was not known. The one that came and prayed in front of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Musiyu Salah. Irja. Tusalli fa innaka lam tusalli. Go back and pray. 3 times the Prophet, he will pray in front of the Prophet. And he will say, Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah. The Prophet said, go back, you have not prayed. How? 3 times. But his name was not mentioned. They just say Musiyu Salah, the one that spoiled his Salah. Am I communicating? So, Ukasha has been mentioned by name. To fast track, it's a long narration. I wouldn't want to go through the long narration, but let us just focus on what has been said. This hadith of Ukasha being mentioned by name can be found in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, muttafaq alayh. And ironically, or coincidentally, or amazingly, whichever one fits into the English sentence, all these hadith talking about these people, with the exception of the Al-Asharatul Mubashirin bil Jannah, they are muttafaqun alayh, they are in Bukhari and Muslim. Saboda labarin shiga gidan aljanna ba magana wasa bane. It has to enjoy the highest level of authenticity. Ba magana wasa bane. Saboda babu wanda ya sai cewa dan aljanna ne, because of the enormity of it. You can never, after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's demise, you can never and ever be able to say this person is going to Jannah again. After the people that have been confirmed while the Prophet was alive. Abadan ad duniya ta nade baka isa ka nuna wani cewa dan aljanna bane. Ko ya mutu ko aka hanya in aljanna. You cannot be able to do that. Because it has to come from wahi. Now, Ukasha, what happened? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said on Yawm al-Qiyamah he stands and people will be moving, a prophet will come, there will only be one person. A prophet will pass by, only one person believed in him. Another prophet will pass by, there is no follower. Shi kadai wazin shi kadai yayi abun shi har ya bar duniya. Shi kadai, nobody followed him. Then another one will come, then the prophet will see a group of people, rahatin, rahat duna ashara. Any rijal, men that are less than 10, you say rahat. Who can give us rahat fil Quran? Rahat fil Quran. Rahat the word rahat fil Quran. Ya Sheikh, anta hafiz. Rahat fil Quran. Tisa rahatin. Wala yuslihun. Qaddaru, iyayen fada kenan. The 9 people that were in rebellion during the time of Prophet Salih, when the suka kashe taguwa annabi Salih. Rahatin, yani ar-rijal duna ashara. If men, Arabic is amazing. A group of men less than 10 in number, you call them rahat. Let's go. A prophet will pass with less than 10 people. Another prophet will pass with only 1 person. Then the Prophet Sallallahu would see a large group of people. He said, are these my people? He said, no, these are the followers of Musa. This tells us the status of Musa. Apart from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu no prophet has followers like Musa alayhi salam. Then the followers of the Prophet Sallallahu will come in their numbers. Then listen to these hadiths. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on top of that, ummatuka alladhina amanu bik wa ma'a wala'i sab'una alfa yadkhuluna al-jannah bighayri hisab. 70,000 people will enter paradise without any hisab, without recompense. 70,000. 70,000. Who are? Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam now said, when the Prophet now told them and left, he didn't tell them who these 70 people are. You know, the companions, trust me, you know, anything good. فَتَفَرَّقَ النَّاسِ وَلَمْ يُبَيِّنْ لَهُمْ صلى الله عليه وسلم السبعون ألفا. The Prophet did not explain to them who these 70 people are, 70,000 people are that will enter paradise without hisab. فَتَذَاكَرَ أَصْحَابُ النَّبِيِّ صلى الله عليه وسلم. Then they started, you know, having chit-chat. The companions started having chit-chat regarding who these 70,000 people are going to be. فَقَالُوا, they say, أَمَّا نَحْنُ فَوُلِدْنَا فِي الشِّرْكِ. As for us, we were given birth in shirk. Yani we were given birth and we grew up in a polytheistic, we were idol worshippers, simple and short. وَلَكِنَّا آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. But we believe in Allah and His Messenger afterwards, but we had this tent of shirk in our history. وَلَكِنْ هَؤُلَاهِ. But these 70,000 people, أي هم أبناؤنا الذين ولدوا في الإسلام. They are our children that were given birth to in Islam. They never participated in shirk. So they are the 70,000 people that will go to Jannah. Am I communicating? فَبَلَغَ قَوْلُهُمْ Nabiya sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that their statement reached the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and Chandasuki. The Prophet now sallallahu alayhi wasallam said the record correct. فَقَالَ الدَّاخِلُونَ الْجَنَّةِ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ هُمُ الَّذِينَ لَا يَتَطَيَّرُونَ أي لا يتشاءمون. Their quality, that the people لا يتطيرون. الطير, it's derived from this, that you see the Arabs, someone will come out in the morning and they will shake the tree in front of the house if there are birds on it. If the birds follow right hand, say to Agoy al Khairi, I'm going out for my business. If they follow left direction, then you will not go out that day. Bad omen. Agam balai ikena. Ala Jafar ya ce, sun tuba inda abinci yake ban hannun hagu abinci yake ba nan zai nufa ba. But they used to do that. But today we have it, bad omen. Kai. On my way to seek for marriage, time mota ya fashe. Barayi sun kama ni hanya, man mota ya kare. Kai, wannan matan ba alkhairi wallahi na fasa. Ka gani, kai ba za ka shiga aljanna ba bai gari isa. Kai tuntube shikenan, bad omen. We still do it today. People do it. Hanya wannan abin zan ci gaba kuwa kai ka gan tun ba je ko ina ba. Batir ya mutu na mota, an kawo sabo an sa taya ya fashe. Kai. Now, I hit my leg. Or left, is it my right? Do you understand? Some will open Quran. They will close their eyes and open the Quran. Then they will put their hand. If the hand falls on verse of Jannah and Rahmah, to akwai alkhairi. In aka ce inna azaba rabbika, kai ka bari wannan abun ba zai ba alkhairi a cikin kenan. May Allah safeguard us. So you see people doing that. So these people that are going to Jannah bigari hisab, one of the things that they are not guilty of is la yatatayyarun. They do not say kai. They are not negative. They are not pessimistic people. They are always positive. Pastor kai wannan abun ba alkhairi a cikin shi. Kallin da nake wahala a ciki. No. La yatasha'amun. Wala yaktawuna ay la yatlubuna min ahadin an yakwiyahum idha maridu. Just yesterday we were having this discussion in my house with Muhammad, and he was telling me one of their uncles that died some years back, and that sometimes if he's pained, iron, they use iron, isn't it, to put on his bone. He was suffering from sickle cell also. And that was the first time I heard that you can now, just moments before I came, when I was going through the commentary of this hadith that I'm referencing, and also that actually even during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they use hot iron to, and you see people, even in the crude manner, when people are during battles, wuka mai zafi haka ya yi sai ka ga an sa a ciwo, ka ji yana dan kasuwa kaman barbecue haka. So the Prophet said they do not do that. Yani suka ji ciwo daga wajen Allah ne, Allah shi zai dauke mana ciwon, ba ruwanmu da neman wani magani. Ana Jafar ce wallahi kakka zo ciwon kai da ko dan ciwon kai yanzu na kana neman PenAbdul baka cikin su, kakka wahal da kanka, ka riga ka sha magani tuntuni kake ce ku samu cikin addu'a. Wala yastarqun, an ba sa nima a musu ruqya. Wala yastarqun, yani whatever happens to them, la yatlubuna min ahadin an yaqra alayhim. They do not seek from anyone to recite for them. Why? All these things that they do not do, because these 70,000 people, mu'atamiduna ala Allah, kawai sun dogara ga Allah ne. They are absolutely dependent on Allah. Kaga karshe kenan, ghaya. Mu'atamiduna ala Allah, wa li'anna talaba fi shay min adh-dhul, and seeking for anything from other than Allah. Kaskanci ne su suke gani, kawai mutum ya kaskantar da kanshi. Ka je likita ya duba kai ce kana da ciwon kai, suna gani kaskan, mu imani ba kai ba wallahi, dan ciwon kai kaga mu yanzu na ma da dan wani dan karamin ciwo ma bai ma kai asibiti kawai saboda ba a son mutuwa. Ai duk abin da mutum yake rashin ba ka son mutuwa ne. Ai duk in ka fita neman kuɗi saboda dai ka ji daɗin duniya ne kakka mutu. In duk wani abu za ka tsallaka titi ka kalli nan kadde ka mutu, ka da dare ka rufe kofan gida kadde barawa ya shigo ya kashe ka ko waye, hanyar Kaduna ba za ka bi ba kadde a kama ka a kashe ka, duk tsoron kuma shi fa dole sai an mutu. Allah kashe mu da imanin mu. Then wa ala rabbihim yatawakkalun, annabi yace kuma ga ubangiji su, they depend on their Lord. These are the people that will go. Ay yufawwiduna amrahum ilayhi ta'ala fi tarbib al-asbab ala na'am. Then faqama ukasha, let's fast track. Faqama ukasha now stood up. Kaji maza sai ya ce aminuhum ana ya Rasulullah, shi ina cikin su, am I amongst them? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Na'am, ukasha wallahi kana cikin su, kai dan aljanna, kana cikin 70,000 people that will enter Jannah bi ghairi hisab. Anta minhum. Faqama akhar. Kasan da an zo kana ganin ba zai bada kuɗi ba, kaga mutum ɗaya ya gwada ana cewa kai hanya zai bada kuwa, duk da mu mabukaci ne, na gaba da kai ce da Allah alhaji ka ba mu miliyan 1, kana ganin ba zai bada, kawai sai kaga ya bashi check din miliyan 1, kaga kai ma ya ka tashi, wallahi ni ma wallahi gidana ya zanna. Shi ma sai ya tashi sai ya ce ya Rasulallah aminuhum ana, ni ma ina cikin su. Ana kala sallallahu alaihi wasallam sabaqaka biha ukasha ya riga ka, ukasha ya baka cikin su. We had a lengthy argument with my wife just before I came out, and our brother were arguing. And she said, no, but I can't say these people do not take medicine. Yani, Quran said, do not take your hands and kill yourself. And we were trying to explain, we said, no, these are special people chosen by Allah. That is why even amongst the companions, a companion stood up and the Prophet said, you are not amongst them, but latanamu kuchukubamu. I can't say a companion, and the Prophet said, Sabaqaka biha Ukasha. And some scholars said the reason was not given, but perhaps one of the reasons that scholars said possibly was that maybe he does most of these things. Like he takes medication when he's sick. It's not haram. All of these things except at tayr. But seeking for medication is not haram. But perhaps he had already asked someone to do ruqya for him. So that already took him out of the equation. Kungani? Mumanta mai mana ruqya ana gar muna da aljini. Saboda taurin kai wo. Please spare us this time. We're talking about people going to Jannah. In few, maybe my 10 minutes is my 10 minutes, yes. When I say 10 minutes, they start laughing that it will never be 10 minutes, it will be more than 10 minutes. I'm going to come to that now. Inshallah, I'll come to that now. That's why I said we need to complete this passage that I am on. So Ukasha is among them. Who next? Who next? I hope you are writing down their name. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh is one of the people given the glad tidings of Jannah. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh. Sa'ad bin Mu'adh. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, well, the Prophet was given, let me first start. The Prophet was given beautiful clothes made from silk. And the Prophet, has forbidden men from wearing it. And the people around the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam were amazed by the delicacy and the beauty of this cloth given to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet said, said to them, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ لَمَنَادِيلُ السَّعَدِ بِنِ مُعَاذٍ فِي الْجَنَّةِ أَحْسَنُ مِنْ هَذَا. He said, you people are amazed by the delicacy of this beautiful silky cloth. Wallahi, the handkerchief of Sa'ad bin Mu'adh in Jannah. Tomba cikin gidan aljanna za ta handkerchief din shi a gidan aljanna? Kaga wannan ishara ne na cewa dan gidan aljanna na tun yana da haka ce dan gidan aljanna ne kenan. Annabi ya ce handkerchief din shi wallahi yafi wannan kayan da yake burge ku. Handkerchief. Me ake da handkerchief? Zufafa ake shafewa ake sharewa da shi. Ko a dan wanke hannu. Ka ci abinci ba sabulu ka wanke da wannan maiko ka dan amfani da wannan ko ka yi zufa gumi ba AC a mota. Kun gane? Then this, so you have Ukasha. I hope you can give story behind Ukasha going to Jannah. I hope you can tell us the story behind Thabit bin Qais going to Jannah. These are the things we will ask you during the presentation that we talked about. And I've not forgotten about my assignment. Then Mu'adh, shahida lahu Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bilal, what about Bilal? Bilal, shahida lahu Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam bil Jannah. Anna Nabiya sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala li Bilal. The Prophet said to Bilal, "Inda salat al-fajr." Lokacin sallan asuba. Ya Bilal, ka duba inda Annabi yake cewa ya Bilal. Kaga da mu ne yanzu nan ai kai Bilal. Kai zo nan wani ma ba zai kira sunan ka ba, kai zai ce ma wai shi oga. Wai shi oga zai ce maka kai zo nan. Wai shi bai san sunan ka ba. Annabi bai ce Bilal ba. Ya Bilal, ku je ku karanta larabci ku gane me ake idan wannan nida irin wannan. Kamar yadda Annabi Ibrahim ya ce ya abati. Ku duba akwai respect, akwai tausayi, akwai ya ce ya Bilal. Ya kai Bilal. Oh Bilal. Hadithni bi arja amalin amiltahu fil Islam fa inni sami'tu daffana alayk bayna yadayya fil Jannah. Tell me the deeds that what you have been doing in Islam, yani tun da ka shigo musulunci, what is that deed that you have consistently been doing that I had your footstep ahead of mine in Jannah? Tun ba cikin gidan aljanna aka ji tafin kafan shi. Bilal says to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this should be a take home for us. Bilal said, ما عملت عملا أرجى عندي أني لم أتطهر طهورا. I've never cleansed myself. يعني الوضوء. I've never performed ablution في ساعة ليل أو نهار, in any moment, any hour, within any minute, any time, within day and night, that I will perform ablution. إلا صليت بذلك الطهور ما كتب لي أن أصلي. Except that I will never perform ablution, except that I will pray what Allah has written for me to pray. And some scholars have said this is Sunnah al-Wudu. Whenever you perform ablution, observe 2 rakah with that ablution. I know some people that will, we don't enter fire, they will put this in their to-do list. They must do it, I know. I know them. The moment to perform ablution, you pray. Bilal was doing that, and that was what made Jannah, a reality for Bilal. Should we continue? We have done one hour already. Inshallah, next week. Even with this, at least we are what? Next week, inshallah, we'll discuss why it is never possible again for you to say someone is going to Jannah, even if he is the commander of the believers in the battle. Today, yaki ne jihad fi sabilillah. Jihad fi sabilillah in the true sense of the word jihad. And is at the forefront, is the commander, and is killed in the path of Allah. Wallah, you cannot say, I also want al-Jannah. You can't. Why awasa? Say I arufan yani customarily ce ai yan aljanna. Ba wai ana nufin cewa yaqinan kai dan aljanna bane, ai kama ana ma addu'a ne. Ai wannan ce sa subhanallah, what is this legal maxim? Al-adatu muhakkama. So Islam will not penalize you for that. It's the custom of the people when we say manya kaje aljanna. Yani aikin in aljanna kenan. Like one of my friends, my childhood friend and neighbor at Mina. We have a second cousin, my dad's cousin, that is very religious, mashallah. And this friend of mine was saying on Yom Al-Qiyamah, if I see this guy on the queue going to Jahannam, and then I go, Mala Ibrahim, will not wait for anyone to come to you, we'll just jump directly. Somebody else, it's over for him. And then Mala Ibrahim says, he's not saying tabbas misali, he's just saying that his attributes fit into the description of the people of Jannah. Like, that is the second part of what we're going to discuss next week, inshallah. That you can only say, Muna kyautata Allah ya karba shahadan wani. Kaga, you can't say, Malan Jafar, Mataya, Shahid. Mala Albani Shahid. Ka san ko Allah ya karba ko bai karba ba, sai ka ce muna kyautata zaton Allah ya karba. Hopefully, that is it. Narju. But you can't. Wallahi baka isa ka kalli wani ka ce dan aljanna bane. You can't. Koda ya mutu yana sujjada. Koda ya mutu yana sujjada. And dab da aka zo cire ran shi, kafin nan yana cikin sallah a sujjada, dab da aka zo cire ran shi, in yayi kalman kufur fa, in a lokacin kai ya dawo duniya ne baka labari? Saboda haka ko a sujjada mutum ya mutu sai ka ce kai wani sun kyakkyawan mutuwa, Allah madaukakin sarki ya karba daga gare shi. Har yau cewa kake Allah ya gafarta ma. An kace Ibn Taymiyyah sai ka ce Allah ya gafarta mashi. Me yasa? Does it ring any bell? Duk wani da zaka kira ba sahabi ba sai ka ce Allah ya gafarta mashi. Allah ya masa rahma. Alaysa kadhalik? So ko da haka ne wallahi baka isa ba, saboda hadisin da zamu yi magana akan shi. Gashi ya mutu a yaki. Bara mu ba ku so mu tafi saboda ku dawo dole next week. In the battlefield, there was none that killed the mushrik like him. As the battle was raging, and the other companions were in awe of his, chauvinism. And You know, ya jaruntaka. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I dan wuta ne." Mutena on the ranks of the believers, fighting alongside the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, killing the kuffar. There was no single kafir that passed by his path, but he killed him. When the Prophet said, "Amma dan wuta ne," kaji sahabbai. He now said, the moment the Prophet said, "Dan wuta ne," nace wallahi ni ko bazan taba rabuwa da mutumin nan ba. I will follow him until I find, because what the Prophet said is true. I want to know what this person will do that will take him to Jahannam. How can he be fighting in the battlefield and the Prophet has confirmed that this person is going to hell? Then he followed him. He said, "Waqafa. If he stay, waqafa ma. I stay with him. If he stop, in battle, you will move, you dash forward, then you pause a bit, trying to get your target." He said, "I was doing that behind him." He was killing people until he was injured. Then he became eager to die. Then he brought his knife, put it at the side of his chest, then he where is the English has? It's not that I'm thinking it. I'm looking for the word. The English has run away. And he killed himself. That's suicide. The person, this companion that was following him, when he came to the Prophet, do you know what he said? He said, "Ashhadu annaka." Because what you said was it was something that cannot be imagined. Someone fighting in the battle, killing them, and you say he's going to hell. Until I saw with my own eyes. Please, I missed this out, and I just got it now. One important lesson. When I was going through the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Bilal, I was telling you at home, when I went through the hadiths I said, Allah gave me one understanding out of the hadiths. I don't know if it is halal, if it is legitimate, but I'm just bouncing it off. When the Prophet ﷺ said to Bilal, what did he say to Bilal? What deed is it that you do? He didn't stop there. He said, because I heard your footstep. So the fiqh here is, when you're asking someone a question, give him a hint as to why you're asking that question. That is my understanding of this. When you're asking someone, Zaka je Kaduna gobe, you will be agitated. Do you understand? Why is he asking? You could answer yes, and it could be a burden on you, and you will regret, why did I even answer yes? But are you going to Kaduna tomorrow because ina nima wanda zai kai mu sako? Kagan, it's clear. He will answer you comfortably. This is the understand. That is because the Prophet never wants to put anyone in the on the defensive. So he will ask you before you start becoming jittery. Why does he want to know where I am? You know, like when your wife sends you a message, when you come back home, we need to talk. We need to talk. Hey. And I said, please, don't ever send me any message. When you tell me what, she said, no. I want to catch you. So if I tell you why we need to talk, you will prepare your mind. Was it not what she said before we came out? I said, please, whenever you want to talk to me, or can come and abu, just say, but don't tell me we need to talk. She said, no, we need to talk so that from your reaction, we will know whether you are lying or not. If I tell you why we need to talk, you will pause and prepare all the answer. So it's just cool, let's just catch you. But the Prophet ﷺ, back to what, on a serious note, this is something we should learn. When you ask someone, please give him a hint as to why you are asking him. Don't just say, where are you? You know, someone will become, where am I? Why is he asking? Where are you, please? I want us to meet somewhere. I want to discuss something with you. Are you in a public place? Or just give a hint. Because the Prophet said, what is it that you do? Because I had, he gave him the because. Sababu su'al. So in the Sunnah, if there is no, please give sababu su'al. Always give a hint as to why you're asking people questions. Because many a times people ask you question and you are just like, to me sa mai tambaye one question. And it gives room for negativity. Ko dai na bugun ciki na ne samu wani labari ko kuma dan renin wayo. Dan renin hankali, misali. Kana da kuɗi? Yawwa, someone will just call you. Baba kana da kuɗi a hannunka? Why is he asking? Yana so ya san ko na cikin talauci ne ko wallahi baba da kuɗi, kana da kuɗi a hannunka? Kaga ya baka hint. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that was the lesson I wanted us to draw in that hadith of Bilal. Please, when you ask people, always provide a hint as to why you're asking them, because you always make people to be uncomfortable when you ask them just out of the blue without giving any hint. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Hey, sorry everyone. No assignment, please. What was the assignment? Al-Anta Sudani?